Hey everyone, my name is Sean Cecil from the Oculus Institute, and today I'm going to teach you how to know if your business idea is viable. So I often have people come to me and they're working on this idea. Maybe they're currently in a corporate job, but they have this idea for a business and they think, hey, listen, this could change the world, this could make me rich, this could do whatever, right? But they haven't really done any testing, and so they're wondering, hey, listen, is this viable? Like, could this really work? Like, I think it could work, but like, what if I'm wrong? Businesses fail all the time. Is this something that I should really put a whole lot of time and money and energy into? Today, I'm going to teach you how you can figure that out pretty quickly at a relatively low cost. Right? So here's how not to do it. I once had a woman come to me and she had some idea for something that it was like cards with Christmas lights in them and all this other kind of stuff. And her plan was she'd been spending a year and a half like perfecting the design. And her plan was to go find some factory in China, and the minimum order they wanted was $150,000. And so she was gonna put down $150,000 on these cards and then try to sell them and hope that her business succeeded. That is not what you wanna do, because there's this massive risk there that they don't sell, and now you're out $150,000 and you've got a bunch of useless Christmas light cards that nobody wants. It's pretty catastrophic. And you put all the other thing is, in addition to the money, she lost a year and a half of her life working on this idea, trying to perfect it without having any idea of whether or not customers were actually interested, right? She said that she'd given some to people and they liked them, but she had never sold one for so much as a single dollar. And so if you want to know if your business idea is viable, what you need to do is you need to create a minimum viable product, right? You can, build it by hand, find a way to, do it on a weekend sometime. If it's some kind of, service thing, or like a pop-up restaurant, or, if it's some store that you're going to do, take the kind of merchandise that you'd be selling and go, do like kind of like a pop-up retail sale in some other store, or find some way to make a low money, low time investment, and then just try to make a couple sales. You don't have to be profitable yet. You don't have to sell a whole bunch of stuff. You don't need to have this massive social media presence. You don't need to have a 40-page business plan, right? The first thing you want to do is see, can you make one sale? Can you make 10 sales, right? Is the market interested enough in what you're doing that they're actually willing to give you money for it? Because if people say, friends and family will always be like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea, right? But if they're not willing to pay you for it, then they're just inflating your ego. They don't really see the value in it. Otherwise, they'd be willing to pay you for it, right? And so if you go and do this, then you can at least at the very start, out of the gate, know that this idea has some potential to be commercially successful before you sink, years of time and tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars into it. And in addition to that, right, once you have people who are actually, buying it from you, who are paying customers, they're gonna give you feedback, right? They're gonna let you know what they want. They're gonna let you know what's good. They're gonna let you know what you could do better. And that's gonna allow you to iterate and make better and better products as your business grows. Whereas if you spend all your time, in your own head thinking that you know everything, which you don't, right? Then when you eventually launch, even if it does sell somewhat, it's not gonna be nearly as successful as it could have been with all of that feedback. That's why big companies do these things called beta tests. That's why people do soft launches of restaurants. People do all of this because they want that feedback from the market, and it's super valuable. So there is one fear though that does stop people. Every time I've ever told somebody the strategy and they didn't like it, most people love it. But the few people who didn't like it, they all had the same fear. They said, well, what if a customer says it's not good enough? What if they don't like it because I didn't put enough time into making it perfect? Well, you just give them a refund. You give them their money back and you send them on their way, and everybody's happy, right? Because you're not in it for that money. You're in it for the information. You're in it to determine, hey, do enough people like this? Are enough people happy? Are enough people not refunding, right? And what information do they have about how can I make it better and what I need to make sure that I keep? You're getting info. That's what matters. The money that they pay you for that initial product is not what matters. And the truth is that if you're at a point where you're getting lots of refunds, then you have a massive problem, and it's much, much better that you figured it now at this early stage than after you put all the time and money into it, and then you have a big blow up thing and your name is sullied and everybody bought all this stuff because your marketing was great, but then they hated the actual product and now you look like an idiot, right? Start on the small scale, test, sell, and then from there you can improve and perfect. Before you go, I've got a free gift for you. So if you found this video valuable, if it helped you see the world in a new way, and you're interested in building a career that's going to bring you both personal fulfillment and financial prosperity, then I've got a free presentation for you to help you do just that. So if you go to the link below, it's www.oculusinstitute.com/workshop. That's www.oculusinstitute.com/workshop. Then it'll take you to a registration for a free presentation. It's about 50 minutes long, that's 50, and it's gonna give you the step-by-step process to building your dream career. See you there.